exclusive information and interview with Judy Lakowski, Tupac's bodyguard, Michael Moore's fiance. Let me play you a little clip.
Reggie was a department head of the security department.
Okay. Okay.
Michael's checks were paid by death row.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And you've seen these checks?
Yeah.
Let's get into some of this straight game.
Black check, black check. Life is like some cards. It's not what you dealt, but how you play it. Yeah. Black check, black check. Play each situation correctly. I remember they used to laugh at a brother.
Okay.
So he said within minutes he was en route with Reggie to the hospital.
Wow. Hold on now. Hold on, because let me stop you right there, because Reggie Wright has told this story before, and his story was that he was in the car with the lawyer, Mr. Khalees. What was his name again?
Khalees.
Mr. Khalees. He was in the car with him, but you're saying that Michael Moore said that he and Reggie were in the car together.
Right, because remember he picked him up at the hotel.
Oh, wow.
Because he wouldn't have.
Yeah, see, but now this is that right. So this is something new and revealing. And like I said, I've never heard this one. I've heard Reggie say a lot of things, and the things that I've heard since I've been listening, this is new information to me. So what I'm hearing from you is that Michael and Reggie were in the car on their way to the hospital.
Right.
Okay,
and this
go ahead.
is where I questioned Michael. I said, wait a minute. How did Reggie know to go to the hospital? If he didn't get any other phone calls, what prompted him to go to the hospital? Never got an answer to that question.
Okay.
So I have no idea, but they went to the hospital, and apparently Afeni had already been there.
Or she was already there when they arrived at the hospital.
Right.
Okay.
And big secret, Michael did not like Pac.
Right. Yeah, he stated that much. But I want to ask you this.
About that.
So Michael Moore didn't say anybody else was in the car with Reggie while they were going to the hospital. It was just him and Reggie.
Correct.
Okay, gotcha. Just want to clear that up. Okay, so go ahead. He said Afeni was already at the hospital when they got there.
Hospital, and she knew that Michael and Pac were not friends.
Okay, gotcha.
And he was in bad condition when Michael arrived.
Right.
Because they were there already.
Okay.
By this time.
Right.
So he was trying to console Afeni.
Right.
And he said he pretty much lost track of everybody, but he did see Frank, and he told Frank to just be quiet.
He told him to be quiet. Okay.
He told him to be quiet because he was trying to tell Michael what had happened, about how they got boxed in. He was behind him to drive Kadada's car. There was no gas in it. The whole story that I'm sure you heard 1,000 times.
Well, no, I actually haven't heard 1,000 times. I think I've heard it probably like not the boxed in part. I heard that recently from the Suge interview that he did. But like I said, if this is something that information that Michael has imparted to you, this is the first time I'm hearing it actually from you. I've heard, various amounts of stories. There's been a lot of stories told, but
I know I had to stop watching it because I get so angry and I comment, and then, I get all kinds of backlash from it because people unfortunately believe Reggie.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, and I have another thing with that, but I'm not going to let that overshadow this video right now because I want to hear what you have to say, because we have a lot to cover. So from that perspective, he tells Frank to be quiet.
Right, because Frank's trying to explain to Michael what had happened, because Pac kept asking him the whole time, "Where's more? Where's more? Where's more?"
Pac kept. You mean? He kept asking Frank earlier in the evening, where was Michael Moore at? Okay. Yes. Gotcha.
And he had no idea. Nobody had any idea.
Wow.
Nobody knew.
Wow. Amazing. So why do you think that Tupac still thought that Frank thought that Michael was supposed to be on him, and he
Yeah.
evidently Pac didn't know because he was asking where Michael was.
He did not know.
Okay.
And that Frank was trying to tell Michael that, and Michael's like, be quiet, just be quiet, don't say a word,
Oh wow.
just be quiet.
Right.
So he kept saying, but Pac kept saying, where's more, where's more, where's more? And Michael said, just be quiet.
Right. Okay.
So he's trying to console Afeni, and they're just like waiting around at this point to
At
hear
that point.
the condition.
Okay. Gotcha. Wow.
So all of a sudden, he said, Hacky appeared. But he was in California booking a perp. Apparently.
Booking, you mean he was in California handling some other business?
Right. He was well, they said he was booking a perp, but I find that kind of hard to believe because he was a school guard.
Okay.
So
A school security guard. Okay.
Right. He was
Right.
guard. So if he was booking a perp at that hour on a Saturday night, okay.
But you're saying, but somehow at this particular time, we said early in the evening. I mean, you said a day or two before, Hacky was working for Frank. I'm sorry, and then Frank all of a sudden comes into work in Vegas, and then Hacky was supposed to be in California.
Hacky was supposed to be in California. Michael and Frank were both supposed to be in Vegas.
Okay. Well, that could have been. I mean, I would relate that to a miscommunication. I don't really know what that means or what that entails. But like I said, for me, I think it's interesting that Tupac didn't know where Michael Moore was, and thinking that Michael Moore was supposed to still be guarding him. But what I'm thinking is, did Michael ever mention anything about him telling Tupac or Tupac knowing that he had a gun and nobody else did?
Oh no, he never got a chance to talk to Pac.
Oh, he never got a chance to talk. Oh, okay, got you.
No,
Wow.
he didn't see Pac all day because he went to his room to lay down after the George Calisis meeting.
Okay, got you.
Reggie came and scooped him up, took him straight to 662.
Oh, wow. So question, why do you think Reggie came to scoop Michael Moore up and was so insistent about him not being on him, but because he had a gun?
Mm-hmm.
But now this is the thing. So because if he had a gun, and in the meeting they said that the reason why they didn't want anybody at 662 with a gun, based on the fact that Suge was trying to get the liquor license at 662.
Bingo. Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make
any
sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Buntry was there. He had a gun. He fired back.
Right. Okay. So so like I said, and this is stuff that's been said. I've heard that. Like I said, I can't confirm that. Like I said, but from what you're telling me, what was said at the meeting, based on what Michael told you, was that they couldn't carry a gun because Suge was trying to get the liquor license at 662, and they didn't want nobody. But then again, Reggie was insistent that Michael Moore come to 662, knowing that Michael had a gun.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Well, see, Michael had a gun simply for the fact that he was the only one who owned his own gun.
Okay, got you.
Was Death Row's.
Say that again.
Every gun that every other bodyguard had, belonged to Death Row.
Oh, okay, got you. Wow. That's amazing. So now I got to ask you this question: why do you think? Because Frank, as we know, was on Pac that night. We see the videos in the hotel. Even after the situation happened, we see them all storming out. Why do you think, from your perspective, or did Michael ever tell you, why do you think that Reggie didn't go and get Frank off of Tupac like he was insistent on getting Michael? I understand the gun part, but why would you think that he would still allow Frank to be on Tupac?
Personally, I think that because Michael did his job,
right,
And I'm not being partial to Michael because, I was going to marry the man, but Michael was very attentive to his surroundings.
Okay.
And I think that Frank was more of his friend and very relaxed in the sense that he would party with him, he would smoke with him, whatever.
You mean Tupac?
Right.
Right. Okay. Got you.
Because they were close. They were good friends.
Okay. Okay.
And Michael was there to work.
Okay. Got you. So Mike was kind of straight laced up and down about his business, about the job. Now he came across like in that video that I seen in that documentary, he kind of came across that way. So I could understand what that was. So, but I got this question for you right here. So with that being said, there's recent information that just came out in which Yasmin Fuller, Tupac's godmother who ran Tupac's company Euthanasia, she put out the actual facts of Tupac actually firing Reggie Wright Jr., right?
Right.
This had all been some kind of, rumor, if you will. Frank had spoke on it, but I don't think a lot of people believed Frank when he said it. But recently, as of I think 2 months ago, she brung out the facts. Now, have you seen that?
Yeah. I did.
Okay.
I knew that.
Oh, so you knew that. But check this out. So what I want to ask you is, now that you know about that and you can go back in hindsight and think about the situation involving Michael, to me, that lends more a credibility to the motive as to why he didn't want Michael there, and then why Frank was allowed to stay on Tupac based on their relationship and based on what Frank had said in regards to Tupac stating once Frank had seen the facts, he said that he went to Tupac and talked to him and asked him, yo, you fire me? And Pac said, no, you coming with me. Right. And so from that perspective, that now, when you think about it factually, that's what tells me that, what you're saying is true and what Michael Moore said was true and was credible based on that fact. Because see, we didn't know the hardcore concrete evidence in regarding to the facts until she just put it out. So that kind of closed a chapter for me. So what does that mean to you?
Well, I don't think that what everybody realizes is Right Way was not really. Reggie was a department head of the security department.
Okay.
Michael's checks were paid by Death Row.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And you've seen these checks?
Yeah.
Wow. This is exclusive.
I personally do not think there was ever really a company, an LLC, what have you, an INC called Right Way Security.
Well, definitely. Well, let's be clear. Definitely back in 95 and 96, there wasn't a company because I looked up that paperwork and it wasn't until like the 2000s or something like that actually was formed. So what you're saying once again, you know what? This is very, very revealing information. You said no, I'm serious. I mean this.
I know.
You said hold on. You said that the checks. You said the checks that what Michael Moore received was not from a company called Right Way Security, but from Death Row.
Correct.
And you've seen the copies of these actual checks.
Absolutely.
And who are you again? To Michael Moore, what was your position again? Because I want people who might be watching this. I want them. Like Judy.
The day that Michael passed, and by the way, for the record, let's be clear.
Right.
Michael was a fire station captain.
Okay. This is after Death Row?
No.
Okay, before.
The whole time.
Oh, so he was doing that. Okay, got you. Okay. We have Judy Lakowski, Michael Moore's fiance, Tupac's bodyguard, Like I said, thank you for coming on the show, a Straight Game TV, and clearing up all of the rumors, the lies, and giving us an in-depth personal view into who Michael Moore was, how he passed away. But most importantly, I want to thank you for your time, and it's your boy DELRAY, Straight Game.